In this lesson, we're going to be talking about how the bass isn't exactly standardized in the same way that some of the other string instruments such as the violin, viola, and the cello are. Let's start by talking about the differences you might see from bass to bass. Basses come in different shapes and sizes. Some of the most common shapes are violin shape, gamba shape, pear shape, which is also called guitar shape, and bussetto shape. The bass I have here is a gamba-shaped instrument. Regardless of the shape of the bass can be any size from fractional like 1/32 or 1/8, all the way up to 4/4 size, which is just massive. Most people play on a 3/4 bass. If you're younger or smaller in size at the moment, then you're probably working on a 1/4 size or a 1/2 size bass. You can check the label inside of your bass if you're curious. Most people reach the 3/4 size in late middle school or early high school and stick with it unless they want to move to a larger or smaller instrument to suit their individual needs. Smaller basses work best for solo performances, while larger instruments tend to sound best for orchestral playing. I find that the medium-sized instruments work the best for jazz and pop-influenced sounds. A great medium bass will do everything you need it to do. The most common difference from bass to bass has to do with the neck and the neck heel. Some bass neck heels align with the note D on the G string, while others align with the note E flat on the G string. I know we don't know a lot about notes yet, so let me try to explain. The bass I have here has a D neck. I know this because when I use a tuner and I play the note directly across from the neck heel on the G string, the tuner tells me it sounds as a D. Another common difference from bass to bass has to do with the length of the string from the nut to the bridge. This distance is called the string length, or vibrating string length, often abbreviated to be VSL. Smaller basses typically have a smaller string length, and larger basses typically have longer string lengths. Every once in a while, you'll run into a huge bass that has a short string length, or a very small bass that has a very long string length. It all has to do with the maker, the time it was made, etc. The easiest way to find your string length is to take a tape measure and measure the distance from the nut to the bridge. Just like this. I'm measuring in inches, but a lot of European countries will measure in centimeters. You'll want to know the string length in both inches and in centimeters, just in case anyone ever asks or needs to know to complete your instrument. You can take your tape measure. So here we see that this is about 41.5 inches long. Sometimes you need to know the string length so that if you ever need to borrow an instrument with a different VSL, you can adjust accordingly.